I'm Hannah Wallace and welcome to FinextraTV. Kindly joining me in the virtual studio now is Michael Breashears, Account Director at Cognizant. Michael, thank you very much for joining us.
Hello, Hannah, and thank you so much for having me here today. I really look forward to the conversation.
Really good to have you on. And of course, we're speaking in the lead up to the upcoming webinar panel, Mainframe, Modernization, the New Era of Cloud Migration, a really interesting one. And during that, we'll be discussing how the industry is responding to the shift and some of those key challenges that come with it. But to start, I would like to first highlight what the drivers actually are to mainframe modernization. So perhaps you could expand on that for us.
Absolutely. So the mainframe modernization market is just on the cusp of growth, right? So we're looking at over the next 10 years a 16.6% annualized growth and $108 billion industry within the next 10 years. So there's a significant opportunity for transformation and modernization at organizations. IT and telecom have predominantly taken that shift right now, but if you're going to look at BFSI as the big change agents coming forward across the globe. So there are significant factors to mainframe modernization to look at. You've got people, the talent, the new modernized ways of working, the faster times to market, and the inherent capabilities across those solutions. But as the original programmers start to retire and start to leave the market, companies are being faced with a much more significant issue around mainframe modernization and how they drive that opportunity at scale.
All right, so following on from that, thank you very much for setting the scene for us. Why is now the right time to modernize? And tell us, how is the industry responding?
So now is absolutely the best time to start to look at this and start to strategically look at how you're going to organizationally change and shift that model. Right now, the big, huge super cloud providers are ready. They are taking on workloads at a significant scale. They're modernized around the globe as to how they accept those workloads and that approach. So as organizations start to look at factors like individuals and people, skill sets, customer-centric approaches, how do we get products to customers at a much more rapid pace? Really starting to look at how we start to transform and change the way we take those products and services to market is now. We are on the cusp of a major change right now. I think we've just barely started that modernization effort across the globe, and taking mainframes and projecting mainframe workloads into those new ways of working will have a significant presence across organizations as a whole as they continue to grow and transform.
That's right. There's no doubt we've entered a customer-centric era, but with that come some challenges, don't they? So run us through some of the key challenges to migrating and modernizing mainframe workloads that the upcoming webinar panel will help address.
And I love to give this quick story. So I was working for a large consultant at a large US bank here, and they had their customers calling up the branches and asking them, should I even come in today? Are you going to be available? So when you start to look at how customers are affected and impacted by these approaches, these transformations, how do you start to digitize the customer and help them to utilize your services and capabilities much more freely and much more openly? But to really look at how you take a mainframe approach, some of the pitfalls could be, don't do the big bang, don't do the lift and shift. Really take an incremental approach to how you modernize those capabilities so that you don't have that effect on the customer. Take some smaller products, right, and services out of the mainframe and start to utilize them in the cloud environments at scale with the customers, really looking at how the customers use them. Is there availability? Right? Mainframes have always offered availability until now. And now they do have that inherent availability pattern, but cloud has that at scale, right? So as your users start to consume things globally, you're not going to be so reliant on the mainframe. You're going to be more reliant on the cloud infrastructures and the economies of scale there.
Sure. So watch this space, it's safe to say. Still a way to go, I'm hearing.
Yes.
But I urge those to go to the webinar, listen in if they want to learn more. But Michael, thank you so much for sharing your insights. It's been a pleasure. I'm looking forward to reflecting on those further down the line.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Hannah. Have a wonderful day.